Okay, class, today our warm-up is going to be 2 push-ups and 2 jumping jacks. I'm making it easy on you, okay? Let's get started on those.
Sorry.
Okay, now that you're done, run 5 laps and then report back to me and I'll tell you what we're doing for the day. Okay, go. Hi, my name is Roth and I'm a physical education teacher. In my career, I organize games and challenges that promote physical activity among kids aging from kindergarten to high school. My goal is to develop motor skills and also enhance physical development among young kids and also eating habits and exercise habits as well. My top 3 career choices were a physical education teacher, a nanny, and a referee. I chose to be a physical education teacher because I love sports and I also really enjoy teaching. One thing I had to consider when choosing a career was my opportunity cost. I gave up working as a nanny for one family with a few kids, which would result in making about $4,000 more a year. Instead, I will make less money and I will work with many kids organizing and playing sports and games with them. They will come to me prepared to learn, while as a nanny, I'd have to provide for their every needs. When choosing a job, you have to think of the positive and negative incentives. The positive incentives for being a physical education teacher is that you get free health insurance. Also, I don't have to wear dress clothes to work, but yet I get to wear nice, comfortable clothes that I can move around in easily. And finally, I get to officiate and perhaps play some of my favorite games. Not every job is just going to have positive incentives. There are going to be some negative ones as well. One negative incentive for being a physical education teacher is that I don't get paid very much for having a lot of responsibility and possibly injuries to students in a very active environment. Secondly, you work with very energetic and occasionally hot and smelly kids. And lastly, there are not very many funds for new equipment so you can play more complex games. My salary as a physical education teacher is $33,300 a year, or $2,775 a month. At first, I had a hard time trying to figure out how I was going to make a budget with such a small salary. When I did my student estimated budget, I was nearly double my monthly salary, and then when my parents did their estimated budget, they were only about $200 above my monthly salary. On my pie chart, my highest category was discretionary spending at 30%. Indiscretionary is all of the extra things on your budget, which includes entertainment, savings, giving, and clothing. Next comes my taxes at $600 a month. With my taxes that I pay are federal, state, and social security taxes. Then comes my transportation at 16%. This includes my car payment, my gasoline, and property auto tax. I am living in Newton, Kansas in a 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom apartment by myself, and this would mean that I spend about 14% of my budget on housing. My utilities for my house make up 9% of my budget, and these include water, trash, and electricity. My last 2 categories on my pie graph are food and toiletries. These add up to 9% of my budget, with food being 7% and toiletries being 2%. I do not have to pay for school loans because my parents, grandparents, and I saved for my college, and I also don't have to pay health insurance because my employer pays for it. When budgeting, sometimes you're going to have some trade-offs. Some of the trade-offs that I had is that I did not buy a new car so I could have more money in savings. I did not buy brand new, nice furniture, but used furniture so I could have a nicer phone. And I also did not get a pet so I could have cable television. To pursue my career, I got a degree from my degrees from Kansas State University. I got a Bachelor's of Science in Kinesiology and a Bachelor's of Science in Secondary Education, 6th through 12th. With my research, I figured out that right now there is currently not a physical education degree program at Kansas State, but there will be one being introduced in the fall of 2016, and that is why I got a dual degree from Kinesiology and Secondary Education for my career unit project. I also added a coaching endorsement so I can coach and teach. Kinesiology is a study of physical activity of the body. Tasks include daily living, exercise, sports, play, and work. There are also a number of careers I can look into if I don't want to teach in a public school. I can be an athletic trainer, a health educator, a rec director, or even a director of a fitness center. The experiences that I've had in the field of teaching and sports include being an intern for Heston Recreation, where I did budgeting, scheduling, fundraising, and I managed events. I was a referee for baseball, basketball, and flag football in my high school years, and I was also the director of recreational games at Rock Springs 4A Center, which is just outside of Junction City. While I was the director of recreational games, I led and organized games for the campers that were in their 3rd through 8th grades. This helped me because it was basically a physical education class, just outdoors, and you worked with new kids every day rather than the same. Some skills that I possess that are good to have for being a physical education teacher is leadership, caring, and collaborating with others. My references that I used were Clint Ryder, who was my favorite physical education teacher that I had in middle school, and Brad Coleman, who was my boss when I did the internship at Heston Recreation, and because my dad is on the Heston Rec Board and I've had many interactions with him over my life. With my letter of application, I addressed it to Judy Reimer of the Heston School District. I have applied and received a physical education job at Heston Middle School. With this, I'll organize the games for the 5th and 8th grade students that would like to be in physical education. The 5 websites that I thought were very helpful to me were study.com, where I got my physical education job description, the Bureau of Labor Statistics, or BLS.gov, where I found out how much the jobs will increase over the next few years, careerinsight.com, which gave me insight on my careers which ones I should look into more closely. And I also used 2 of my articles for my websites. Those were NPR.com, and I got the article, How Physical Fitness May Promote School Health, and that talks about the effect of physical activity on the students in the classroom. And also, I got another article from wells.blogs.ny Times, and this is about, the article is titled, Learning to Move, Moving to Learn, and it talks about the benefits of physical education on the human body. Physical education in schools provides opportunities for kids to participate in fun physical activities, which promote physical health, which contributes to the overall success of the school. Giving the kids the opportunity to move around and let some energy out increases their attention spans in classes and therefore better grades in those classes. I want to make this kind of difference for my students on a day-to-day basis, and that is why I'm going to be a physical education teacher. Okay, class, come back up here. Let's go. Come on. Okay, so today's game is going to be dodgeball. We got 3 rules. Don't hit anybody in the face, or you're out for the rest of the game. You can go up to either black line on the court, and if you catch a ball, the person who threw it is out, and one of your players comes back in, okay? Jevin, James, go over here, Elise, go over here, and I'll play on Elise's team once we get started. Okay? Ready, set, dodgeball! Okay, are there any questions?